Hello friends! Today I'm going to bring you along as I redo my project board. This is how I keep track of the different painting projects I'm working on and at what point of the process they're in. It used to hang in my art room on my closet door, but I didn't love the way it looked there, so I'm going to put it behind the door in this little entryway space into my art room. This is how it looked to start with. Each column is a different step of my workflow. So there is sketching, line work, printed, color, painting, photographed, and shipped. Those are the common denominator steps that almost all of my paintings go through, especially my custom order paintings. Each project was symbolized by a little sticky note, and as I completed each step, I would move the sticky note to the next column. And I like to have a physical representation of my projects so that I can put them in my art journal. And that way, at the end of the year, I can see all the projects I did. Oh, these are the rest of my calendar collection, flowers, projects that need to be painted, so those will go back up on the board when I'm finished redoing it. So first thing I needed to do was brainstorm about my workflow and decide what I wanted to put back on the project board. What I had before was great, but it needed some tweaking, and I wanted to add more of the steps that each project went through because they were going through those steps in real life, and I wanted the satisfaction of moving the project pieces across the board more often. So I wrote down the steps of my workflow and counted them up, and there was 10. Nice even number. Then I measured the board. It was 21 inches by 15 inches and played around with what I wanted to do for the layout of the columns and rows. There were two layout options I was considering. The first one was 10 skinny columns across the whole board, and the second one was 2 rows of 5 columns, and I decided to go with that one. I had made the columns with string and thumbtacks, and it was working great, so I decided to stay with that. I removed the old columns, measured out where the new ones needed to be, and strung the lines. And I was doing that by putting the thumbtack partially into the board and then winding the string around it a few times, and then pressing it all the way in to pin it down. Then doing the same on the other side, pulling it taut, then cutting off the end with my handy scalpel. Next was the labels for the column, and I had used a glitter gold washi tape for the previous ones, so I thought I'd try this light gray-green washi tape that I had. The Sharpie pen didn't show up super well on it, which is the same problem that I had with the previous glitter washi tape, so I pulled out all my pens to see if any of those would work better, and they didn't, but these are still my favorite pens. Micron, of course, and these two Tombows brush pens, and they're awesome. They're linked in my free resource guide below if you're interested. So I decided to scratch that idea and try masking tape or artist tape, and they didn't work the best either, so I had some extra label paper and I decided to use that, which worked out great because then I could go on my computer and format it and print it off, and I could use pretty text, so I love that. Then I cut them to size and put them on the board. And these didn't stick particularly well either on the cork board, so I might do something different in the future, but for now, they're working great. So the steps that I decided to include were rough sketch, refined sketch, final line work, color palette, printed, stretched, painting, photographed, packaged, and shipped. So like I said before, I was using these little sticky notes to represent the projects I was working on, but I wanted something a little nicer and something that wouldn't keep falling off the board, so I decided to make my own tags with cardstock. And oh, these are my favorite planner journal. Like if you're a bullet Journaler. These are my absolute favorite pens, also linked in my resource guide below if you're interested. On every project tag, I write the date the form was submitted for custom orders, or the date I started the project if it's a personal project, and the name and the date that I completed it. And the hole in the top makes it easy to just put a thumbtack in. Now for hanging the board. This is what the back looked like, and this is how I was hanging it before. And I wanted to shorten the jute string so that you couldn't see it above the top of the board. So I drilled pilot holes, drilled in the screw, and then strung the jute by making a loop and tightening it around the screw, and doing the same to the other side. Then it was time to hang it up in my little nook, and I really like how it turned out. I'll probably make a new one sometime, probably with a whiteboard and permanent marker, but this works really well for now, and make sure I don't drop the ball on any of the projects I'm working on. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope maybe it gives you an idea to keep track of your own projects, on how to keep track of your own projects. I really like this way of doing it. It makes me feel productive as I can move the pieces across the board and see them, like physically see them moving across the board and getting completed. So thanks again for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.